4 a.m., 5 a.m. shit. Real shit, real. I swagger preem hoodie, let them bitches get excited. My whole crew dressing like we dealing, but we ain't gon' get indicted. Shit, I'm rolling to your party.
What is up, guys? My name is Mentor, and today I present you another episode of Road to Become an Editor. So I asked you guys in the comment section below what you wanted to see for the next Road to Become an Editor, and most of you guys thumbs up Rotobrush. So you guys want me to cover Rotobrush, and for next episode we're gonna do color correction. I've done like 3-4 tutorials on that already, but just for the sake of this series, we're gonna do another tutorial on the color correction part for tomorrow's video. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, you guys picked Rotobrush. I was kind of surprised because Rotobrush is one of the easier tools to use, and it's also very easy to look up on YouTube and to learn it very quickly. Rotobrush can be like the thing that can take you maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, or maybe 30 minutes or 10 minutes to do on a certain clip or whatever you're trying to do for your effect. For me, usually I do it at the worst possible timings in a clip. For instance, we're gonna be using one of Plasma's clips right here. This is literally like a perfect background or backdrop or whatever for a Rotobrush, because there's only one solid color and then you have the gray in the background. So this will be very easy, guys. I'll show you just the basics of this, and then after I'll show you, I'll try my best to show you how to bypass the hardest parts of Rotobrush. So let's just jump straight into it. So you have Rotobrush in the top corner right here. Oh, you guys are gonna see two mouse cursors for some reason, but yeah. You click on this right here, and then you double click on your clip down here like this, and then this will pop up. Now you'll have this greenish cursor, whatever. This is what you're going to like use for like, you know, for your Rotobrush. In order, like, for instance, let's say we want to mask out this gun. What you're gonna do is everything that is on the gun, whatever you want to mask out, you cover it with this green right here, and you just gently go down like this, you know. Make sure you don't hit anything outside of the gun, and let's see how it looks like. So this is how it looks like for now. So what you usually want to do is you want to zoom a little bit in, and then move it around like this, click on your cursor thing, and then just cover it up as much as you possibly can, right? And if you want to make this cursor bigger or smaller for whatever occasion it is, you just click Control and then you move it up with your mouse and down like this. So for instance, we want it to be just like this. All right, so we're just gonna cover up whatever is missing, and like that. So sometimes, look, we have the call sign right here. It took up a little bit, and I actually didn't spot it until I actually like really looked at it. So what you usually can do sometimes is like switch between like these three options. I usually go with the red, right? So it basically shows whatever that is covered, you know. And you can pretty much mess around with it by, you know, scaling it up and down, like depending on how much you want it to be. And you can also change the color of it to whatever you want by clicking on this color red. So yeah, for instance, it didn't cover up this part like I wanted it to. So what you usually do is you first zoom in, obviously, so it's easier for you to do it. And then you click Alt on your keyboard. Then this red cursor thingy will pop up. It'll be like a negative or whatever. And then you just mask it. It's gonna be red, and boom, it has this covered up easily like this again. Oh, usually you want to be as precise as possible, and sometimes I mess with some of these settings, and I have to admit, guys, I don't know exactly what these settings. From what I understand is that when you bump this up, the search radius, it just scales up. Like basically Rotobrush will try to find the most detail possible of whatever you're trying to mask. I usually, when I'm like masking something and it's really hard and it's taking time, I usually bump this to like 50, even 60 at times. But you can easily get away with it by like literally doing nothing, like just have it at 30. Let's just clean it up real quick like this. So what you would do usually is that you click on this play button. Oh, you guys can't see it, but you click on play on the playback option, and you just go forward and see how much it covers. Oh, it's making mistakes already. So what you do is, again, click Alt on your keyboard, cover up the mistakes that it didn't track. It should have it track. Voila, there you go, boys. And we continue doing it. See, now we did get this part, but if you didn't get the others like this right here, you need to go a little bit back, a couple frames back, and let's just make it a little bit smaller, zoom in, and click Alt again and just go like this. Easy stuff. Now sometimes, granted, it will fail, and it does take a little bit of time, and sometimes you are just off by using the pen tool. but this is very handy, and at times it does save your life. I have a love and hate relationship with Rotobrush, because sometimes I'm better off by just using the pen tool, and other times I'm better off using the Rotobrush. And it just depends how big the effect you want is. And let's say, for instance, you have as much details as the DSR has, you might as well just use the Rotobrush because it's going to catch everything. So let's go back a couple frames, make sure you get everything. You know, see, this is a little bit more difficult. It's probably, yeah, it's gonna mess up a little bit, but you can easily cover it up just like this, and boom. So you pretty much understand the basics now. Rotobrush is very easy to understand once you get the hang of it, but you can also run into issues like this. So let me drag this clip into a new composition. Oh, it's the same clip. All right, hold up. Make sure to check out Plasma in the description below. I'm using this clip without asking him, but Plasma's a good guy. I'm sure he will let me do it. So we have this carrier clip, right? For instance, let's just say we want to mask this part out right here. Sometimes, you know, if let's say you have two colors, color gray, and then you have the color black and a little bit of gray on the gun. Sometimes for Rotobrush, it's going to be a little bit hard for it to detect that. So what you usually would have to do is you can't just click play, like, so it tracks the entire thing. It'll usually fuck up. It will usually, like, Rotobrush would usually make a little mistake, so you'd have to like actually go frame by frame Rotobrushing it. That usually takes like a couple seconds to fix, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I was actually sitting last night Rotobrushing an effect, and it took me an hour and a half, and I was better off just using the pen tool. So just think about what you're trying to do. Don't always just rush to conclusion, like think that Rotobrush is going to do the job for you. It usually will, but think twice before using this, because you never know. You don't want to waste time on this. So yeah, let's try using Rotobrush. Double click on your source layer down here, and let's enhance the pen tool thingy, and then we're just gonna go berserk and just mask this out. We have his hand right here. Let's just go as much as we can. It's yeah, see, it's starting to catch things outside of the area, but again, it's an easy fix. All you should do is just actually make some space for yourself and zoom in, fix the little mistakes Rotobrush has made. Click Alt on your keyboard so you can use the negative mask part or whatever, and then just continue as before. Let's activate the red because I'm starting to not like tell the difference. So let's go like this, let's go like that. See, it's gonna catch things around it because it's the same color. So Rotobrush is telling itself that, oh, since the DSR had, or the ballista has the same color, you know, the color gray right here, it's gonna catch stuff, other things that has the color gray. So you have to be a little bit precise with this, guys. I'm not going to be too precise with it. Actually, I'm pretty much done with this now. As I said, for the frame by frame part, hold up, let's just zoom in a little bit. Let's go frame forward. See, it's not gonna be able to literally catch everything because, again, this part of the barrel has a different color. Well, it's not, it's like this part of the barrel right here has the same color as the net or whatever you want to call it, so it's not going to be able to track literally everything. So you have to, again, just do the same thing as you did before. Just go like this, just tell Rotobrush that you want the gun to be tracked. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. It's actually a very easy tutorial. I hope you guys learned something from this, and I know I didn't go too in depth with it, but that's just what I know about Rotobrush. I don't know 100% about everything, like these settings, for instance, like smooth. It's just obviously like feathering or whatever from the pen tool. But in general, just mess around with this, guys. Mess around with Rotobrush. Try to see the different effects or whatever there is in this whole setting part, and you guys should be set. I hope this tutorial helped you. Make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I see you guys in tomorrow's Road to Become an Editor. Peace.